What's going on, y'all? I'm facing a little extra traffic on my way to class this morning, so I thought I may as well hop on here and make a video for y'all. So this one today is on semen retention and the fact that by being a retainer, you will have a 145% increase in your natural testosterone levels. And I think that this is kind of an undisclosed fact in the SR community. You know that in this journey, we're gonna have a bunch of testosterone, and testosterone is in fact the main factor that increases our power in this season. You know, I mean, it's our ability to walk around with more testosterone than most guys, with 145% at least more. And that's on average even. And I'm going to link the study in the description. I'll put that down below so that you guys can see. This is not just cap. This is not just jokes. And in fact, show this study to anybody who tries to say that retention has nothing to do with your testosterone or whatever, because it has everything to do with your testosterone. They did a study where over a week period, over the course of a week, these guys, I think it was a small test group, but they studied their how their testosterone increased as they didn't ejaculate, as they abstained from ejaculation throughout the week. And it goes to show in the study that these guys, their testosterone, it increased minimally the first few days, but after like 4 or 5 days, it started going up a lot, and by a week into it, it shot up dramatically. By the 7th day, it shot up dramatically to 145%. And then they said that the results kind of plateaued from there, and they didn't see a huge increase. Although I would imagine that if they really kept this thing going for a minute, they would have seen a lot. Over the month, 2-month period, 3-month period, the body goes over a lot of changes. But I imagine it could go up to even like 300, 400%, y'all. I mean, from what I've seen anecdotally, just with my own personal strength and the increase in gains, it's real, y'all. I mean, it's not like some jokes, like this is like, oh yeah, you might feel a little more powerful, a little more confident. Like, now, testosterone is the hormone that makes a man a man. And what makes a man besides power, y'all? A man has control over himself and his surroundings, and that's what makes him, God gave us dominion. God, the great power, the power of all things, the great I am, who is masculine, gave us dominion over the earth, gave us dominion over ourselves. Like, it's that essence that as men, we have power through our masculinity. And I think people often forget that it's not just okay, I'll say this, people actually don't know. It's not even that they forget, they just don't know that their testosterone is connected to their seed production. And here's the thing, a lot of people don't know, and if they did know, they wouldn't care. A lot of guys out here, they've been conditioned to think that power is a scary thing, but as retainers, y'all, we gotta be aware that we're walking around leveled up, bro. I mean, literally, we're the elect. We're like the 1% of people that are walking around with an actual amount of power. An actual group of men that aren't bending over for the world. Like, I have the ability that in conversation, if someone says something I don't like, I can just be like, alright. I don't get like, oh, well, that's cool. Well, tell me more about that. How many guys, can't, like, girl tells them something they don't like and they just kind of go along with it because they're just after the puh. Controlled by their hormones. Listen, bro, I am in control of my hormones, And so it's like, I ain't looking for just some gal, I'm looking for a wife. I ain't looking for just to empty my seed into some chick. My seed is so much more valuable than that. I'm looking for a woman that I can make mine forever. Like, that's the level I'm talking about here. And that's the level that you get to. That's the self-control, that fruit of the spirit that you start to have once you're on semen retention. When you have 145% more testosterone than most guys. And when you look at how testosterone's been dropping, it's like, wow, society needs men walking around with 145% more testosterone. But it's this thing where we have to be willing to acknowledge the fact, and not only, but to have that self-control. I was thinking about it this morning, having 145% more testosterone shows. I'll just be grabbing stuff and just be doing it kind of like aggressively. And that's not a good thing when it's not in our control. We have to Jordan Peterson said it like this: like, we're supposed to have the sword but keep it sheathed. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to have the weapon but be able to not use it in the improper time. You know what I'm saying? And it's when you have control over that powerful weapon that you're more of a man. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a effeminate thing to lose control over yourself. And it's like these guys nowadays, like, it's cool to be throwing tantrums and getting pissed off at people. Like, bruh, that's not masculine. That's not a man's thing. A man's thing is to have control over oneself and and to be able to use that sort of violence in a defensive and intentful way, a purposeful way. These guys, throwing fits over nothing, throw fits over everything, man. I serve the Prince of Peace, and every man, who's a real man is going to be serving the Prince of Peace as well, because it's like, even if they don't know that they're doing so, you're gonna try and keep it peaceful, y'all. It's like, here's the thing that society's forgotten because men's testosterone has dropped. It's that, and here is also, we're all over social media, so there's less consequences, less ramifications for your actions. But, it's like, when men, we don't just talk smack to each other. You're not supposed to just talk smack to each other because it could come to blows. And men are supposed to know that. It's supposed to be kind of instinctual understanding that my power, if it comes up against your power, can cause some serious havoc. But because men have become so weakened, we're starting to act like females, where we just kind of at each other, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Literally just kind of like nagging at each other, like not even serious with it, like it's silly, man. You know what I mean? Like dogs, like nipping at each other, and it's literally because the power is dropped. But when you walk around as a man with power, bro, people don't play with you like that anymore. People don't play those games with you because they can feel it in your aura. You're harder than that. You know what I mean? You got more to you than that. And again, when you walking around with that more to you, again, people show that respect instinctually. You don't gotta ask for it, bro. That's that power that most men are seeking. And so, listen, bro, I'll finish with this. We gotta spread the word about retention, y'all. We gotta get more men on this level. We can't be selfish and hoard this to ourselves. We gotta, spread this retention out, this message out, just like we evangelize Christ. We gotta get this out to the whole world because the world needs some testosterone in this day and age. And if we try and hoard this to ourselves, all selfish like, it's like, what the ramification of that is that society gets weaker and weaker. And the government and all these evil elites that are trying to take control of everything, they gain more and more control as we lose and masculinity slips further and further from society. So remember, y'all, this is not just this is a superpower, but it's a superpower that we ought to share with the world because every man can unlock this. And I think every man deserves to. Every man deserves to be in his natural self at his natural strength. So let's get this word out there, y'all. I pray that this message enlighten your mind and shed some perspective, because I think besides just every man needing to be on retention, every man should know why retention causes such good benefits, y'all. When you retain, you get a 145% increase in your testosterone. And if there's anything that's a blessing, it's that. All right, take care, y'all. Shalom.